Hi, my name is Jordan Ty, the Rucking guy, and this is day 21 of the 62-mile Rucking challenge. Good morning. Another day in paradise. I swear, it's like I should do a whole video before this starts so that you guys know, hey, I was thinking about stuff before I came out here. But once I get out here, it's like, what? But I don't know why I'm trying to speed walk today, because it's already hot out. It's like 9 something. It's like 9:30 already. Not the time to get out here. So hopefully we put the pedal to the metal and get through this pretty quick. But yeah, I got a comment on a recent video telling me that it's not corporate greed that makes car insurance a scam. It's the fact that the government requires it by law to be had. And it's like, I don't think that's the issue. Like, I don't mind the government requiring like you to have car insurance. The fucking problem is the price gouging and the denying of claims, because this insurance company has a fucking profit motive, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Or just like, I never buy it when motherfucking libertarians or some dumb shit are like, the problem's not capitalism, it's the government. It's like, well, why do you think the fucking government is acting this way? Because of capitalism. You know? It's like, it's not greed, it's the government that allows it. It's like, well, why does the government allow it? Because of capitalism. Like, capitalism is the issue. Like, you should be able to work a regular ass job 40 hours a week or something, even less, to be honest, and be able to take care of your basic needs. And the fact that we can't, and just every year it's getting worse. It's just like, oh, I can't buy a house at 25 anymore? Well, maybe at 35 you could buy a home. Oh, you can't retire at 65 anymore? Well, you just retire at 75. You know, and it's just, everything's just getting pushed back further and further. Maybe when you're 40 you can afford a home. You know? Maybe when you're 50 you could finally think about what you want to be when you grow up. Like, literally. If I keep talking, I won't notice I'm walking. And then it's like, think of something quick. The more I try to force it, the more I have nothing to say. I can't feel my head. The chemicals have seeped into my brain. No, I definitely made a mistake bleaching my eyebrows too. Because one, I decided to do my eyebrows after the shit had already been on for like 10 minutes. So I started my eyebrows late. So I can't have it on as long as the hair, because I gotta wash my hair. So then my eyebrows are like a different shade of blonde than my hair is, and also it's like patchy on my eyebrows. But, I'll get over it. I like the blonde up top. It's just not the eyebrows. I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, I want to go back to blonde eyebrows, septum. But I got it done once, and then after a while, like, I let it close, and I'm like, I'm not doing that shit again. I wish I could be in Creator Clash or something, so I could fight some like right-wing content creator and just dog walk his ass, just fucking bink, bink, bink. I used to box back in the day, but I wish there was like creator MMA. I wish we could do the full gambit, you know what I mean? Like, fucking head kick somebody or, rear naked choke. Something that Republicans will do that drives me up a wall is literally like they'll vote against good legislation, and then when it passes anyway, start taking credit for it. It'll be like, hey, we should give a tax credit to struggling mothers, and the Republicans will be like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. And then it passes anyway, and they're like, look at all this funding that we got for single mothers. Aren't I great? This is what I brought to my constituents in my home state. And it's like, you literally voted against this. If we had it your way, these people would not be receiving this right now. But, whatever. People don't know. People don't know that Ted Cruz was one of 2 fucking representatives to vote against a clean water bill. I don't know what you have against clean water, but apparently Ted Cruz has a problem with it. And it's just like, again, these people remain in power simply because they're white. They're white men, and so every year when it's time to vote, you don't question whether or not they're qualified. Even when you heard about the shit about Ted and fucking in Cancun, you would rather trust an incompetent, idiot fucking white man than to trust a qualified person of color. Like, literally. And so that's why we still have like these fucking 70, 80-year-old fucking politicians and shit and governors. Like, nobody over the age of 70 should be in a fucking political position of power, because it's not your future to fucking be presiding over. And, you're gonna be fucking dead by the time that we're feeling the effects of the dumbass choices you made. And also, like, I don't think any older people should be in politics either, because it's like, dude, you were alive when black people literally weren't allowed to exist in public. I don't think you should be voting on public policy. It's like, you still got that in the back of your mind. You remember a time. I need people who don't remember a time where you could be extremely openly racist. But yeah. And also, what good ideas does an old person have? Like, the world you grew up in does not exist anymore. And like, I hate to shit on older people, but that is literally, like, that is the case. Like, anything that you have to offer me, like, just, it doesn't apply, because that's not the world we live in anymore, and it's not even remotely close. You ever talk to an older person about finding a job? They're like, Well, did you look him in the eye and shake his hand when you met him? It's like, Grandpa, they don't even let you go inside to apply. You have to literally apply online. So no, I didn't look him in the eye and shake his hand. Like, they would have laughed me out of the building if I would have walked in and tried to apply in person. But yeah, or just anything, you know what I mean? It's just like politics or money, or like, you should do. No, actually I don't, because that's not going to work, because it doesn't work anymore, because that got phased out. Like, every year, more and more freedoms, more and more, I don't even want to call them luxuries, but just for lack of a better word, luxuries of life, like, get taken away. It's like, I feel like the average person could go see a concert every now and again, and now I feel like you gotta fucking save up and shit just to go to a festival or something, you know what I mean? Like, less and less people are being able to enjoy life, and because we have screens, I think that we don't notice it. I think we're fine with it. It's like, oh yeah, I know I don't go out and I know I don't do anything, but at least I have my phone and TikTok and YouTube. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. I think about, like, when was the last time I went out? When was the last time I went out and did anything? When was the last time I just spent money frivolously on something? And the answer is, it's been a while. And I know if you're watching this, it's probably been a while for you too. And it's just like, every year it gets a little worse. It's like, right now, at least I can afford my little boom booms and wham whams, but soon I'm not even going to be able to do that. And then it's like, when people run out of copium and really start having to think about how their lives are going and what they're doing, like, people are going to start getting really upset. Which, again, like, capitalism will not save itself. It's like, people are becoming more and more miserable because they can't afford to do anything or go anywhere, and so their entire lives are just going to work and coming home and doing it again. Like, you don't think people are eventually gonna be fucking pissed off and just say, screw the whole thing? And it's like, you could manage that. You could manage, like, societal discontentment, but they're like, nah, we don't give a shit. It's like, you gotta eat. You gotta pay for rent, and they're not gonna do anything. And it's like, because we think they have power, but it's like, dude, money and power are both imaginary. Like, you could be the president of the United States, but if I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do that, you have no power over me. Or if they're like, if the president was like, arrest him, and then the Secret Service was like, nah, like, okay, now what are you gonna do? You literally have no fucking power. Like, you only have power because we pretend that you do. We agree that you do. But it's like, we could just take that shit away. Like that. And it's also the same with women. Quick sidebar. It's also the same with women. It's like, men are not fucking dominant fucking daddies who are in charge and shit like that, and a big old strong man that's fucking doing what he wants. A woman is pretending that you are the boss, that you are in charge. And the moment she's like, no, I'm not doing that, we're done, actually, we're not having sex anymore, like, hey, guess what, you're done. All that daddy dom shit just went out the window. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's how frivolous and frou-frou, like, power is. You could just whoop, take it away. So these people are not powerful. We give them the power that they have over us. We outnumber them. And then, yeah, it's like, us going to work doesn't go to benefit our families. You know what I mean? Because you're working more hours than you need to. Like, if you were paid the value of your work, you wouldn't need to work that much. But because because a majority of your surplus value is stolen from you, you have to work more and more hours to cover what's being stolen from you. So it's like, if you only had to work to cover your own family, Well, shit, you'd probably only work like 20 hours a week. But because you got to satisfy this billionaire and his monumental fucking need for imaginary fucking money, you got to work 40, you got to work 50, you got to work 60 hours a week. And that still doesn't even it's not like people who work 50, 60 hours a week, it's not like they got a bunch. It's not like, oh man, I worked 60 hours a week every week for like a year, and now I don't have to work for the next 6 months. It's like, no, you just end up still working all the time. Like people that have good jobs and work 50, like first of all, if you're working 50, 60 fucking hours a week, you do not have a good job. I don't care what it is, that's not a good job. You shouldn't have to work that much in order to have your basic needs met. And I get nurses and firefighters do long shifts and shit like that, but well, they should be getting paid more. But yeah, if you have to work 50, 60 hours a week just to have a little money in your pocket, it's not a good job, And yeah, strikes are the most effective thing. Fuck a protest. Go on strike. Organize your workplace. Demand higher wages. Go on strike. Stick to it. Because I don't know, it's just we're everyone everywhere. We the people are everyone everywhere. It's oh, well, if you don't show up to work, you won't make any money. If you don't make any money, you can't afford to eat or you can't pay rent. It's okay, well, who works at your apartment complex? Working class people. Who works at the grocery store? Working class people. So it's I don't know, I just always thought that. It's oh, if you went on strike and your boss was don't fucking, you could what I'm saying is that you could go on strike but stay open and just give out shit for free, just so the company's losing money and hemorrhaging money. And then it's well, if you do that, then we'll close down the stores, which is also bad for the company, so they don't really want to do that. But it's if you went on strike and you were giving out shit for free, or I don't know, whatever, it's Jeff Bezos couldn't come down and make sure that the store was locked. You know what I mean? It's not like that motherfucker's got keys. It's we run everything, and all we have to do is just not listen to them. It's don't give away my stuff for free. It's well, you're not here and you're not gonna stop me. And anybody that could stop me is also a working class person. So again, you know what I mean? It's we just have to resist. Nobody has any power for real, especially billionaires. It's okay, you have the money to do stuff, but again, you could have $1 trillion, but if nobody wants to build a spaceship for you, you're just shit out of luck, because billionaires don't actually know how to do anything. They don't make anything, they don't produce anything, they don't create anything. They just throw money at problems, which again, money is imaginary, so really you're throwing human energy, effort, and knowledge at things. And yes, that usually gets things done. When you put people's minds to things usually get done. But then we look at the person who funded it, and they're they did it. It's no, they didn't. They were just sitting on slave money that they were waiting on something that would be profitable for them. And then once we figured out how to make this profitable for them, they allowed us to do all the work. And it's just it's kind of like being in a group and some guy is bleeding out and dying, and we have all the tools necessary to save him, but for some reason we gotta wait for you're okay. Like, he's bleeding out on the floor. He's like, help me, please, please. And we're all like, we have bandages, we have sutures, we have, you know, everything we need. We just gotta wait for Greg to say okay, you know? And it's like, so we're all just like watching the bottom 60%, aka the majority, like suffer, you know, and bleed out. And because Greg doesn't feel like saving them, I guess, you know? And it's like, we have the power to save them if we would just ignore Greg's authority, you know? And so that's what we need to do. God damn it. It's like, I don't know, it's just like, when you go to work every day and you're making $15 an hour and you realize that your boss is making like 1,300 times as much money as you, it's like, do you really think that motherfucker is working 1,300 times harder than you? You're the guy making the tables and the chairs. How could he possibly be working harder than you? And he's not, you know? And the more you learn about this stuff, I feel like that, oh man, I feel like that one take was so good. It's like every time you go to the grocery store and you look at a price, you have to acknowledge that that includes the CEO making 14, the COO making 12, the CFO making 8, other executives making 24. You know, it's like, yeah, that's included. So even when you go and you look in Chips Ahoy or fucking, you know, $4.56, that price includes a bunch of dudes making, you know, tens of millions of dollars a year. They could definitely afford to lower the price. Like, when you realize that most of like the penalties or like the sacrifice that would have to be made in order to do something that would be positive for the working class people, that when you realize the consequence is billionaires might make less money, you completely stop giving a shit. And like, no fucking capitalist talking point is gonna fucking sway you, dude. It's like, what are we talking about? So the motherfucker with all the money in the world might make less money this year, and that's the only thing standing in the way of like most Americans making a living fucking wage, is some billionaire might make less, slightly less. They're still gonna make a fuck ton of money this year. And like, what's crazy is that they're still gonna make a fuck ton of money on paper, right? We're not even including all the offshore accounts and crypto wallets in other people's names, but it's really controlled by you, and, you know, etc., etc. Like, I'm not even including in that. Just on paper, they're still gonna make a fuck ton of money. Just the only difference is you'll actually make a living fucking wage. And it's like, that's it? It's like, yeah. All those, you know, children in Africa and Gaza and shit like that that are fucking starving and being blown to bits. It's like, they can live a decent life. Just billionaires might make slightly less money. You know? It's like, people don't have to be homeless. But, you know, a couple of real estate moguls might make slightly less money. And it's like, that's it? That's the whole thing? Like, conspiracy theory motherfuckers like want this shit to be more complicated than it is. You know, it's like, oh, it's the deep state kidnapping children for adrenochrome and, you know, whatever the hell. And it's like, no, dude, it's just like old rich men want money. Old rich white guys want more money. That's it. That's the whole thing. So everything that happens on this planet is not some like secret Illuminati fucking like new world order secret mission. It's a new world order of a bunch of old rich white dudes who are fond of slavery and like obsessed with money. Old white men want money. That is it. When you think like, oh man, how come there's so much medical debt? How come people can barely afford? Because old white men want money. That's it. This imaginary thing, money and power and respect, all things that are literally imaginary. Man, my knees. But yeah. And so that's why young people need to run for office, because it's like we have all the pieces. It's just we need a motherfucker in the chair that'll say like, yes, raise the minimum wage. Yes, protect the environment, you know? But right now we got a bunch of old crusty motherfuckers hogging up the seat, telling us like, no, can't do that yet. And it's like, oh my God. Because we don't have enough like decent human fucking beings in office, that's why we can't have nice things. And it's like, yes, and it's because most voters like are uninformed and don't know who or what they're voting for, and voting is like hard as shit. But I think I'll wait. Like the only reason that we have the little bit of socialism that we have right now is because it popped off early. Like imagine if we didn't have, like, if the fire department wasn't free and you had to like use your fire insurance to fucking to pay for it, and they're like, oh, actually, sorry, this fire department is outside of your network, so you're gonna have to call another fire department to put this out. And they just fucking leave. Like, but that's what's gonna happen, you know. I mean, like we're already getting close to like company towns, which is when, like, say Amazon buys up all the properties in this neighborhood for their employees, and the employees live in this neighborhood and they work at the local Amazon. But here's what they would do. They did this back in the day and it ended horribly. They would pay them like Amazon bucks that could only be used at like the Amazon store inside this little company town and shit like that. And so it's like, well, we don't have to pay you as much because we're providing your housing, and you can use our fake money at the fake company store. And so so it's basically like you're working for free because they provide your housing and they provide, like, they own all the stores that you live in. But that means that your housing is connected to your employment, and as soon as you lose your job, you lose your housing. And we all know how easy it is to get fired from Amazon. You get 2 time off tasks and you're done. You're cooked. So, and then you end up homeless, and then we criminalize homelessness. So the moment you lose your job, you lose your house. The moment you become homeless, you're now a criminal. You get put in jail, and then you just end up doing prison labor. So whether it's out free or in prison, you're working and getting exploited for your labor. And it's just like, why are we doing this? like the path of capitalism only ends in destruction, and like can only get worse over time. Like it can't get any better, because you've gotta concentrate more and more wealth in fewer hands, which just means that like more people are broke and more people are poor, and that's the trajectory that we're on. So it can only get worse. So why are we like, yeah, let's continue down this path? But I'll tell you what, I think this Nickel Andrea stuff has got us on the right timeline. Like, we the people made that happen. The American viewers saved them, put them back together, and now they're out in the real world, like really in love. And I think that we all just really wanted a win, like in Trump land, just everything's so depressing and it feels like there's no hope. And I think Nickel Andrea really gave us some hope that like, okay, love does conquer all. Like, this worked, and like we made it happen. Like, we the viewers like made that shit happen, low key. And if we could do this, then we could do anything. No, but like we see the power that could be wielded when we come together, Looking good, girl, can't even fake. At the end of the day, I still love you. What am I talking about? Yeah. Well, I think I've made it without getting to my breaking point, so that feels good. It's just like I'm just tired, but I'm not like emotionally breaking at this point. I'm just like, do I want a drink or do I want? Since my car's in the shop, should I like get all the snacks and shit I want now and pay more at this gas station, or walk back down to Family Dollar later and get the snacks for cheap? And the answer is probably walk to Family Dollar later, even though that's going to be a bummer. I mean, at least I won't have this pack on, but still, after this ruck, I don't want to walk anywhere. I can't believe they were handing out free Bibles yesterday. Oh my God, dude. Disgusting. I take the Bible, I open it up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my favorite part right here. Oh yeah. Ooh, Troy Polamalu. Just saw a commercial with him recently. You know what's weird about being a guy is that like women have no idea how important certain men are to like the culture or like to my psyche as a man. It's like people are like, oh my God, Megan's got a boyfriend, she's with Klay Thompson. And women are probably like, who the fuck is Klay Thompson? And then us guys are like, hey, wait a minute, you don't know, don't be talking about my boy Klay. That's where you edit in a NBA. Klay Thompson edit right there. I'm like forgetting that I'm blonde right now. I'm like, oh yeah, my head is platinum. I said platinum to avoid being like, my head is yellow. I'm like, that sounded weird. Say platinum instead. I'm like, my head is platinum. Well, hey, yo. Platinum status, baby. And eat the food like a vegan. Love for the weekend. I've got pineapple cognac, squats and yoga in the morning. What y'all know about Kirby? If you wanna try 'em all, get a buffet. If you want a bad bitch, get a puppy. I give you peace of mind, that's my forte. You gotta stop fucking with these basic hoes. Don't elevate your mind, they vibrating low. Vibrate. It's like it's definitely hot, but nothing beats this breeze and some rest. But man, I mean, this felt fast, felt good. I'm like, all right, officially 3 weeks in, 21. And yeah, not that many days left. So what am I gonna do? For some reason, I'm like, I might just keep rucking. I literally might just keep rucking. I mean, I might lessen the weight afterwards, just because like this shit does suck, and I don't want to do this at all. But maybe like 20 pounds instead. It'd be a nice little light. But I don't know. I like getting out here with you guys, and I guess just, again, this is like a political graveyard. Like, this is just me practicing takes and thinking about explaining things and etc. But I want to get like more one-on-one. I'd love to do what like Javon Bradley does. Kind of like the Discord call. I don't want to debate though. That's the thing. Is that like, I'm not trying to debate because when you debate Republicans, it's like, you want me to treat your ignorance as if it has the same value as my knowledge, and it's like, I gotta know what I know and what you know, and you don't even know what you know, and so it's like, you could be making arguments that work against me, but you don't even know what those arguments are. And so it's no, I don't want to debate a motherfucker who doesn't even know what they know. I want to talk to people who don't know what they know, and so I can like, it's just like, you don't have any preconceived notions, and I can just tell you how it is without having to like unlearn all the things that you've learned from Fox News and fucking other bullshit outlets. But yeah. I gotta go, but I'm like, no, stay here. Keep resting. And I'm like, no, stay here and get snacks. Get boom booms and wham whams. I'm like, no, that's gonna be a waste. Just go to Family Dollar later. But it's all because I don't want to get up. I saw some TikTok. It was like how to get in the present. It's like, I don't want to be like this. This is not the person I am. It works. Another day down. Another day not giving a ruck. I actually feel even better now. I feel like I could make it up to the school and back. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna take my ass straight home, but I feel like I could. Beady 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 bum bum. Ah! This shit, it sucks. It sucks so much. It's like, weren't you just feeling pretty confident 20 seconds ago? And it's like, yeah, that was 20 seconds ago. This is now. And now, my back is feeling weird, or it's like I'm noticing that it's sitting weird. And it's just so hard to stay straight, you know? It's like my legs want to woo, 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 and I'm like walking side to side. Or like, it's like I'm drunk. I'm like stumbling side to side. And that's putting extra pressure on my knees and ankles and stuff. But we're here. We're queer, kinda, and we're here to stay. Alright, y'all, I'll catch you in the next one.